We are back with episode 4 of Undervalued Stocks in the alphabet from A to Z. As you can see in the portfolio we have right now, we've done A for Adobe, we've done B for BlackRock, C for Salesforce, and now we are on to letter D. And again, at the time of recording this video, I just bought Salesforce. Now we're going in and also buying the stock for letter D. So if you're excited for today's video, or you're just curious to know what stock it is that we're going into, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads. Right now, we're actually doing pretty well. Adobe's up over 3.5%. BlackRock up about 1/3%. Salesforce, we just bought it. It's about break even, obviously, because we just bought the shares here before the weekend. And as you can see, the allocations are not all the exact same. You know, I think Adobe was 85, BlackRock, I believe, was 60, and Salesforce was about $70 or so. Today's stock, honestly, with letter D in mind here, is a little bit of a hard one to kind of figure out what we're looking for here. And that is kind of why we're going to probably be allocating less to certain positions compared to an Adobe, a BlackRock, so on and so forth. So what we're going to be looking at here is we're going to be going on to use the TraderDaddy software, as you will see here. And again, if you want access to the software for $1 for the first month, link down below in the description. It's only $1. As you'll see, the portfolio we've already started is already up over $3 right now, and we just started this on Monday. So letter D. Again, here is the long-term section of TraderDaddy. You go to research, you go to long-term right over here, and it breaks down everything from profitability, growth, valuation from 0 to 100. That's what it looks like and how they look into the companies. And D was a little bit of a tough one to take a look at. And that's why this one allocation today is going to be a lot smaller because of where it's at compared to the other ones. Now, for example, stocks start letter D. One that people might think about, I was thinking of maybe doing DraftKings, which is DKNG, but that one valuation is very, very poor. You know, it's got very low score. The growth isn't there yet. So, like overall the growth, you know, there might be growth in some areas, but if you take a look at their score, for example, you can click into it and see what their score looks like. As you can see, margins absolutely abysmal compared to like the Adobes, the Salesforce, very high debt, which we don't like to see as much. Their earnings are expected to grow, but there's a lot of things where, again, looking at how it grows, their margins are very, very slim. They have very, very thin interest coverage, which we don't like to see as much. And again, the high debt to equity, again, Salesforce was like 1.1. This is over 3, which is a huge, huge thing to keep in mind about. Cash flow per share is negative. It is still a smaller company in the grand scheme of things, so it probably will take some time here, but again, not liking it. That PE ratio we have right now is absolutely insanely high right now. The forward one is going to go down, but still is a pretty high valuation for a company that we see like DraftKings. So DraftKings is one of them where I was like, I don't really like that one as much. Some people might say, oh, Duolingo. Duolingo, that's a good one, right? It's got a 97 score for quality here. And I don't hate Duolingo as much. I will be honest, I do not hate it. It's down from $540 down to $130 right now. Margins look good. Operating margins are good. Return on assets are good. Return on equities are good. All that stuff is there. Zero debt to equity, which I don't know if that's a glitch or not. I have no idea. Interest coverage doesn't have a number right now, which is interesting to me. The big thing that I didn't like about this stock right here, cash flow per share is negative. About break even. So that means they're not bringing a lot of money in. The beta is about 1, which was the market here. Market cap compared to the enterprise value is lower, which I don't like to see that. I want to have it where the enterprise value is higher than your market value. The big thing that also had me worried is this. Their PE ratio versus their forward PE ratio. That means that right now they're currently at a very, very low valuation, but instead of the earnings instead of the PE dropping, it's increasing, which means their earnings are shrinking. And that tracks, which means that I don't like that. Even though the numbers are looking amazing across the board, I don't like to see that the forward earnings are going to be decreasing and shrinking. You're not growing as much. You're not making as much. That could be a problem for me. I don't like that. So, believe it or not, the stock that I'm looking at, which is an interesting one to think about, is Dell. Now, Dell has not nearly as good of a score as Duolingo. Not nearly. Duolingo was a 97. Dell's a 56. It's way better than DraftKings, which is good. But take a look at Dell here and their numbers behind it. Okay, Margins are, pretty okay. That's why I said it's not going to be like the most amazing one to go into here. Return on equity is very, very good. As we know, the stock's been pumped up very much high as a result of the Trump administration. This kind of sucks, I will say. Debt to equity being at 5.36 is very, very high. But again, Dell is pivoting towards, more of that data center storage. Also, the computer I record on is through Dell. It's Alienware and through Dell and all that kind of stuff, which I think is very, very cool. And I will say also, I do like how Dell runs their rewards program for people who buy like an Alienware PC. I've probably, I've made like points back through Dell just by playing games on their computers. It's like a couple minutes a day. I probably saved myself about $1,000 or so on all my setup I have, whether it's my microphone, my speakers, the camera that I'm recording on right now, the monitors I have, all that kind of stuff. I have saved myself some very, very good money. So I do like that part as well. But again, they look at doing data centers, storage. Trump talks about them all the time. It's been running up very, very high. And that's been my kind of big problem, is that they've run up so much, which is why I'm going very, very small as an allocation right now. So the debt to equity being this high is definitely a flag. It's higher than Duolingo's. I know. I understand. I get it. They have interest coverage of 7.3 times. Again, very, very small compared to the other companies I'm looked at doing. Gross margins still there. About 20% is not ideal. It's a little bit low than what we're looking for. But the revenue growth looks very, very strong. Their earnings per share looks very, very strong. Their PE ratio, look at this. This is a nice PE ratio to kind of grow down to, which means their earnings are going to continue to grow, which is very, very nice to see. Market cap versus enterprise value positive, which is very, very nice to see as well. Cash flow per share is also there as a result. They do have a very, very tiny dividend. I don't care about the dividend as much for these companies here. The only kind of big problem that I have, kind of like with Salesforce, but like multiplied it by a lot more, is the debt to equity number is so high. That's what I'm not a big fan of as a result of this stock here. Not a lot of people shorting the stock, which is good to see at least. I'm happy to see that. Again, it has had a big run up and it's up even more. As you'll see, it is up 300%. Can it continue to grow? Sure. Will it? Only time will tell. But I would personally put money into Dell than Duolingo right now. Duolingo seems like they can't quite turn their things around just yet. Again, if their earnings are going to shrink, that's not as much money going into the shareholder pockets, which I don't like. If they're growing their earnings, like, Dell is, for example, and the market cap is lower than the enterprise value, which they have, and their cash flow is positive instead of negative, which they have, that to me is a very, very good sign. I like it. So, with that being said, going over to the Fridge financial spreadsheet here, here's Dell Technologies here, up 3.5%. Again, kind of hate that we're buying these kind of days here, but it's okay. It is what it is. As you'll see, taking a look, this one is about fair value, maybe a little bit smaller now since this stock has run up a little bit in the last couple days. So not ideal. It's about maybe fair value or so if we're taking a look at it in terms of this reason here. Price target for entry is more for cash care puts, which I'm not really doing right now. So this stock right here is going to get a very, very small allocation compared to the overall portfolio, only because of that reason. Their earnings per share are looking to grow 25.7% year over year, which is very, very good. You get your bear case, base case, bull case, PE ratios, discount rates there. Again, bear case 234, it's had a huge run up, which is probably why. Base case 334, bull case 468. Again, not seeing as much, but if you look at the bigger picture, you see a little bit more of potential growth here in the stock overall, which I think I'm kind of happy to see, even though I'm putting in a very, very small amount of the allocation into that stock as a result. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over into my Robinhood, my Webull account. We're going to go to Dell, and I'm only allocating about $40 into it. $40 is not going to be, it's like a 2% or 3% maybe allocation into the account, only because actually I think now with the move up, I'm actually going to do like $30. I'm actually going to go a little bit lower here because I really don't know how well that's going to do. And again, if it comes back down, great. But as you can see, we just bought $30 of Dell in the portfolio here at $454. I did take $10 away from what I had previously allocated because of this run up that we had of 3.5%. But take a look at what we've got so far for the stocks. Here are the four. We've got Adobe, BlackRock, Salesforce, and Dell Technologies. These are all the stocks we're looking at right now. And again, as you can see, we're doing pretty good so far in the portfolio. We're up, about like $3.50 or so in a week, which again is not ideal. But again, it's a very, very small allocation compared to these ones here because of the run-up that Dell Technologies has had. Taking a look at Dell, as you can see, it's just had this big run-up over and over again. It could come back down like this 380-ish level or so. Let's say there's some good support down here. But, you know, again, it's long-term investment thesis that we're looking at here. And again, they're focusing more on data centers and the growth that way with the AI plays. All those things I think are very, very strong for a stock like Dell in the long term. We shall wait and see, of course, as we continue to go forward here. Again, only time will tell with these stocks here. But again, not really a lot of stocks that start with letter D that I like. I know that there's a stock that's like, I think it's like triple D, which comes in with a really, really good score here. But again, for me personally, look at their numbers. Revenues being down 10% year over year. Not ideal as much. Margins look pretty good, as you'll see here. Debt to equity is actually really good. The numbers look pretty okay here or so. But again, this is too small of a company for me right now to be putting money into. They still have a long ways to prove themselves, I feel like, as they're a smaller market cap of less than $1 billion here. So that's just my 2 cents. Again, you can agree or disagree. And again, this is my portfolio. If you have better stocks to invest in, absolutely go ahead and do it. But this is kind of showing you guys what I'm doing, my research behind it, using the software here. $1 down below in the description if you would like to get access to it for the first month. And you get entered in for a giveaway that I may win. Who knows, obviously. But that's what we're looking at. Letter D. Some stocks, again, are reaches. Some of them I have a lot more conviction with, which is why we allocate more money into those ones like Salesforce, BlackRock, Adobe. More conviction than the Dell Technologies because of the big run-up that Dell has had. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did make it from the video, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications as per usual. Again, feel free to take a look at the TraderDaddy link down below if you want it for $1 for the first month, which is where you see these amazing breakdowns of the long-term investments for their balance sheets and their financials and everything else in between. Feel free to take a look at it if you'd like to. $1 for the first month. Can't beat that, honestly, as we continue to move forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you make money in the market. And as always, I will see you guys in the next Fridge Financials video.